We can now talk to former sub-postmistress and victim of this whole scandal, Janet Skinner. Janet, hello, good morning to you. When I see you pop up on telly, Janet, I just feel so sorry for you for all that you went through. They said that you'd fiddled 59,000 quid. You were sent to prison for 3 months. Then you were released with an electronic tag. But then eventually that whole conviction squashed, taken away by the Court of Appeal 3 years ago. The whole stress of that led you to spend time in hospital, even to the point where you lost the use of your legs. You were paralysed. You had to learn to walk again. I just have to put it out there for people, just so they know. That was what happened to you. Awful, awful, awful. I don't know how you rebuild your life after that. Did Alan Bates do anything for you yesterday at this inquiry?
I think Alan just said it as it was yesterday, and how and what he's been saying for years, and what we've all been saying for years. To be fair, I think a lot of us are singing from the same hymn sheets in relation to the establishment itself, the way that it's broken. I think I do think it needs reforming. But you also have to take into account the people who are still running the general post offices now.
Yeah, it was interesting the way he described the post office executives as thugs in suits, and he's been saying over the last few days in interviews as well that he really thinks that these bonuses these executives have been paid should be clawed back. How do you feel about that?
They should never have received a bonus. How do you receive a bonus for putting thousands of families into poverty, people into prison, people commit suicide? How do you compensate people for that? They're being paid bonuses. It's like they're being compensated for bad behaviour.
But no more than bad behaviour, Janet, lying. I mean, these executives, yesterday in the evidence, it just showed them to be liar after liar, and then coming in front of politicians and making statements, no, I knew nothing about this, no, we were never aware of this, whatever, when tape recordings exist of them being briefed on this very subject. Yeah,
well, that was obviously that's from Second Sight, and that was the investigation in 2013. And that is when Paula Venables had a perfect opportunity to right the wrongs of her predecessors. And all she chose to do was to sit, lie, and just cover up the truth, where she could have dealt with that years ago. So for whatever comes her way now, I have to be honest, is her own personal doing. She's got no one to blame for that but herself.
Janet, would you say after what you've gone through and to be put in jail and everything else that happened to you, do you think that it's only right and proper that someone who's proven to have lied like that again should face a sentence?
I think there's going to be a few, and I wouldn't like to see that one person just be scapegoated for the whole thing. A lot of this happened under the watch of the Royal Mail. A lot of prosecutions happened under the watch of the Royal Mail. People were sent to prison during that period of time. So, it was only split in 2012 when the Royal Mail was privatised.
Janet, how are you? Just as we leave you, it's one thing, this is a moment in time, something covered in the news. I tried to outline what you went through. How do you get on with your life now? How is your life now? How are you?
You have no choice. You have to get on it. You either move on or it just breaks you completely. And that happened to me like in 2007, 2008. I'm actually attending the inquiry on Friday because there was a number of people that I wanted to see give evidence. So it's just I'm just waiting for the day that people are held accountable for what they've done.
Well, Janet Skinner, good luck with all that you do, and I hope that the inquiry goes your way on Friday as you're attending as well. And thanks for telling us your story this morning.
Thank you, Janet.
Thank you.